I'm here to do a bit of a rant, and I don't really like jumping on YouTube or Twitter. I think not, you trick ass bitch bandwagons, but I think this is important. Now, in the land of health and remedies and treatments, you find some weird stuff, and sometimes it is positively hilarious. Oh, yeah, just, try this crystal dildo. It will realign your chakras and it will cure everything from epilepsy to not being able to get a date for Thursday night because you have a crystal dildo. Unfortunately, there are also not so funny things, and some of these things can become funny. For more information on what I'm going to talk about, please check out Jeff Holiday and his series on Jilly Juice, or A Song of Ice and Poo, parts 1 through 6. That's A Song of Ice and Poo, parts 1 through 6. It's available here on YouTube through the magic and the wonders of the one and only Jeff Holiday. Highly recommended. Now, when it comes down to confidence trickstering, you find a lot of crazy things out there, and you notice they always, always, always go for the people that really, really need help the most. And will sometimes be like, oh, no, 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 don't go to the doctor, dollface. Whatever you do, they just want your money and they don't give a shit about your health. Because keeping you sick is just big business. And while I have had the occasion to disagree with doctors, including neurologists, and while I did have to put in some medical research to get myself help, I also know that a good doctor, a good specialist, can be boons. So anyway, on Jilly Juice, she has basically been known to go after the most ill and the most desperate human beings this side of heaven. People who were dying, people who were sick, people who were caring for people who were dying. Lately, she's gone after parents of children with cancer. Now, I think not, you trick ass bitch. I think not. Why? You do not touch the children with your whatever it is. Children do not need this bullshit. Also, even if it worked on an adult, and it does not, unless, of course, your goal is to starve them and deprive them of necessary illness by causing massive deluges of poo, fine. Children not only are innocent and need to be kept away from such things, but children desperately need all the love and care they can get, and they don't need some quack remedy. Oh, try this salty cabbage juice, darling. Your pain will go away in 5 seconds. Once again, I think not, you trick ass bitch. And you may quote me on that. So, in this day and age, people are sick and they're desperate and they're hoping for something, especially when traditional remedies like going to a doctor aren't quite working, or they're a lost cause because you are, not to put too fine a point on it, not long for this world. Be careful of the hucksters when you should be seeing your loved ones and enjoying that trip to Disneyland, and hopefully not being so sick that you can't check off your bucket list. Unless, of course, checking off your bucket list involves staying in bed all day, in which case, go forth. Now, P.T. Barnum apparently said that there's a sucker born every minute. I dislike the idea of this being used to discuss people who are physically ill, people who are desperate, and parents and caregivers of people who are desperate, but here we are. Don't be a sucker. read the claims thoroughly, and if something feels wrong, please, 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 whatever you do, please read up on it. Please do research before putting it in your body or anyone else's. When it comes down to divine crystal healing, if that's your cup of tea, go for it. Who am I to judge? If, on the other hand, you think it's going to claim, if however, you think that it is going to clean you out somehow, that the mystic crystal revelation is not only going to bring divine orgasms, and there ain't nothing wrong with that, but you also think that it's going to cure your brain of any pain, and it's going to cure blindness, and it's going to get rid of that pesky hair that whatever, it's not gonna. I'm sorry. Crystals do have a function in the world, and they're a wonderful and beautiful natural thing, along with orgasms and feeling your way. Go forth. But anyway, let's get off this subject and just go with, if it feels wrong, definitely don't do it. And always, always ask your doctor before you try any supplement program, including, hey, listen, I think that this salty cabbage juice will be the best thing for me. And if your doctor looks you dead in the eyeball and says, bless your heart, don't worry, your Aunt Prudence is probably doing the same exact thing. Because I'm imagining that Aunt Prudence lives up to her name and also has a wacky sense of humor. I love you, Aunt Prudence. So, basically, watch out for these people. As for apparently, as in P.T. Barnum apparently said, there's a sucker born every moment. It's almost like those quotes about people's famous last words. Do you, would you like to renounce the devil? Well, I highly doubt this is any time to be making enemies. Or, either these curtains go, or I do. Things like this. When it comes down to those famous last words, I'm going to guess that those were said days ahead of time, and that the last words of most people are, ugh. But whatever floats your boat. Yet again. And may those be my last words. But, for the most part, if it feels good, it may actually be good. It might also be a placebo effect. Some things but beware of these placebo effects because they can be temporary and sometimes not tested by science. Some of them have been tested, like arnica, and have been proven to be bunk. So just watch yourselves. And as usual, good night. Love yourself. However that goes. Love each other. Take care of yourselves and each other. Good night.